Thank you to Josh McDaniels. Thank you for your boneheaded decision at the late in this game to kick the field goal instead of go for the touchdown. When you still needed to score 5 points, you still needed a touchdown to take the lead. I understand his confidence in the defense with about 2.5 minutes left, 2:22 left, the 2-minute warning, 3 timeouts. But with how football is played in 2023, what sold it to me wasn't just what they were saying during the broadcast, the analytics. It was when they showed the cutaway shot to Mike Tomlin, and his facial expression was like, yo, seriously? This is what we're doing? Okay, this is what we're doing. Josh McDaniels gifted this game to the Steelers, and the Steelers win on Sunday night. That's just my opinion.
The Steelers gifted that game win to themselves. So we ain't got nothing to do with other people's decisions. By the end of the day, as long as you got a W on the left-hand column, that's all what matters. That decision being made by Coach Josh Daniels, he can have it. That W that's sitting on the left-hand side of the Pittsburgh Steelers record, we love it.
The viewers will be able to read between the lines, I hope, in your answer there. I get it. The game shouldn't have been to that point. We'll talk about some of the penalties called against the Steelers and Minkah Fitzpatrick, but not called against Kenny Pickett.
Oh, Lord. Oh, man.
We'll talk some about that. But, I cannot hammer home the point hard enough, though, to say the Steelers, and this is where I do credit Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett for having the perfect play dialed up to Allen Robinson in the flat, throwing into a blitz, which is what you're supposed to do, and the execution to get a first down. The Raiders do eventually get the Steelers to punt. It was a great punt by Presley Harvin III, but then the Raiders have to go the full length of the field with like 12 seconds left and no timeouts, and they have to score a touchdown. Again, I thought the Steelers played very well. I thought they were a lot better compared to the first 2 weeks of the season. But it was Josh McDaniels' decision-making, which was just like, hey, Steelers, here's your victory. With how football is played now and what we know about analytics and how this game played out, if you take advantage of other teams' mistakes, and certainly I thought Pittsburgh did that Sunday night.
I mean, if you think about it, just like having penalties. I mean, coaching staff have penalties too, and that's decision-making. So we talked a lot about last week about the Pittsburgh Steelers, offense and the points. We call them penalties. So you can have penalties on the field. You can have penalties as a head coach or coaching staff, and the penalties as a head coach and the coaching staff got everything to do with your decision-making. So, but that's something we can't control if we come in on the W side, on the left-hand column of winning. So we ain't really tripping. We, as in the Pittsburgh Steelers, we ain't really tripping. But I get exactly what you're saying. But penalties come all across the board. They can go from referees to players to the coaching staff to the front office. That's just what it is. So you can start off the season with penalties in the front office and not even know until the season comes. You can start off with penalties in the coaching staff and not even know when the season comes. As a player, you gotta. It's like catching a B on the test. The teacher gonna give you 100. You're gonna start off with 100 in class. Now it's on you if you want. It's on you if you want to study and get to where you need to get to. Now some classes gonna be harder than others, and of course, you might defer. But same way with the coaching staff, you're gonna start off with 100. It's on what you want to do and how you know your personnel. So. We can't, in your decision making, we can't help. When it comes down to coaching, man, it's all decision making. So, and same thing as a player, it's all decision making. Front office, it's all decision making. So we all start off with 100. Now it's on you what you want to do with it. So that's how I look at when it comes down to winning, man. It's really like a group effort. It's front office, it's coaches, and it's players. But we all starting off with the same number. That's 100. Now, whether we keep that 100 or go above that 100 or whether we go down, that determines a lot of things. But it ain't on nobody else. It's on you. If you're going to hold me accountable, you hold me accountable as a corner. I start off with 100. I might end up with like a 79 to 80. That's a good year. As a coach, you start off with 100, you're going to end up with whatever you want to end up. So that's going to determine your job. Same thing, front office. That's going to determine your job. So we can't One thing I pride myself on, Mark, man, I mind my own business. I
All
do a
right.
great
All
job of
right.
minding my business.
If I were a Raiders fan, I'd be furious this morning because I'm of the opinion that my head coach
I
didn't
get it.
give my team an opportunity.
Right.
And we saw how the game played